Hi, I'm Lindsay. I've made this video to help you do some arty creative stuff at home if you can't get out and about like many of us can't at the moment. So I'm going to show you how to make some creative papers using food colouring and other bits and pieces that you will have at home, so no need to get down to any art shops. And then with those papers to make them into some lovely little books like this. So some beautiful coloured pages, some interesting ways to tie things, and to create a memory book or a diary, a photo album, whatever you want to use it for. So we're going to start by showing you how to create the papers, and then later on I'm going to show you how to fold them into your very own book. Okay, hope you enjoy it. So first thing you're going to do is to create these lovely papers, and for each one I've used food colouring and I've used lots of other ideas and techniques to create some really unique, beautiful pieces of paper. The great thing about food colouring is it comes in lots of bright colours and you can use lots of water to play with it. I've got a variation of brushes here, and what I want to do on this sheet is just to use the different colours to create some marks, some shapes, some patterns. Nothing too technical, just building up with the different colours. I'm using quite a flat brush at the minute. Doesn't really matter what brushes you use, depends what you've got at home. Kids' brushes will work well, artist brushes obviously will work well. So changing my colours, I've got a blue and I've got a yellow and I've got a pinky kind of red. That's what I've got left in my cupboard. You might have other things. So just, as I say, playing with marks, spots, stripes, zigzags, different directions, building up pattern surface, and just keeping going till you're happy with that. And as you're working on it, you'll see the colours will start to overlap. They'll start to blend into each other in places. The colours will become new colours, so the yellow might mix with the blue and give you a type of green, and the blue and the pink might give you a purpley shade as well. You might have purples anywhere in your food colouring cupboard. You might have a green as well, and obviously play around with those. I'm using all my colours on one here, but I like to do things quite nice and bright. You might choose just your yellow and just your red together. But whatever you're doing, make it lively, because this is going to be one of your sheets. I'm just using some shaving foam and fill up this tray. Use the end of a brush, just move it all around a little bit. Then add a few drops of food colouring. And then use the back of a brush just to make some shapes through that. Let the colours bleed a little bit. I might put a bit of pink in there as well. Get some nice crazy patterns happening. And then you lay your paper on top. Press down nice and gently. And then, once you've got that out there, use your ruler, scrape the surface, you get a lovely marbling effect. Now I want to fill the paper up, so I'm going to lay the other side back on to my shaving foam, lift off, it's nice and messy, use my ruler again, scrape that off. I've got beautiful marbled paper. I'm going to use a candle now, just a normal wax candle, and I'm drawing onto my paper. I'm doing lots of kind of little squiggly marks. Press quite hard, and you can't see anything as yet. Still looks like white paper, but the magic comes in when I apply my food colouring. So here we go, putting the food colouring on now, and you start to see your pattern that you've put on with the wax crayon, the wax candle, and you can use wax crayons as well if you have any. Maybe you've got some children's wax crayons at home, they'll work just as well. But I quite like the effect of a candle, a white one, because you've got your white design showing through your colourful food dyes. Just finish that off. So this is one I did with the wax candle. I've got some nail varnishes, they're a bit sparkly, and I just want to add a bit something else to this original one because I'm not overly happy with it. So this one, I'm going to pour some dye straight onto the paper, and I'm using a straw, just a normal straw, and I'm blowing that food dye. So I'm going to put a few colours on this time, work on them at the same time. If you don't have a straw, you could use a rolled up piece of paper. You could probably just blow on the paper. Okay, so in here I've got a little bit of water, a bit of washing up liquid, and quite a bit of food colouring. So I'm going to blow into it with my straw. And then start getting some prints from it. Print number 1, you can see that. And let's just keep going. So onto this piece of paper, I've done lots of lines and I've let it dry a little bit. And now I'm going to use some bleach, just normal bleach, and when I apply that bleach to the surface, what it's doing is it's removing the colour. So I'm able to create some shapes. In this case I'm doing some small lines to kind of work in the other direction to the original ones that I've got, to add to my pattern. So I'm using a small brush for this bit because if I use a big brush, obviously it's going to get rid of quite a lot of the design. I might put a few circles in. There's one, a couple here, one up here, maybe one here. I love how they've got that bleed line there. That's worked really nicely from the inks. Okay, so another household item that you can put to good use if you can't get out and about to buy yourself any art supplies. So I've just inked up this paper and it's still nice and wet, and what I'm going to do is I'm crumbling coffee, just normal instant coffee, can be decaf if you want, but I'm crumbling it on the surface and that will start to bleed into the wet watery areas. If it's not bleeding enough, I think that's doing okay, but I can always add a little bit more water onto it just to help it along its way a little bit. So I'm just kind of splatting that on. So when you've finished creating all your beautiful papers, you'll have loads like I have here, all different, all really unique. The next thing you need to do is make sure they're dry, and when they are dry, iron them in between a piece of newspaper, being really careful of the hot iron. Okay, when your papers are ironed, you're ready to create your mini books, photo albums and diaries. So to do this, you need to make sure each piece of paper is A4, and I'm going to show you how to fold and cut, a very simple technique. Okay, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Bye, Bear. Bye, Millie.